Hello, this is an overview of our Combo Max Mini Receiver, a modification for Doorhan, AN Motors, Nice Flores, Nice Smilo, FAC RC, Beninca, Allmatic, Camanello GSN and Tantos. It is a two-channel external receiver which is connected to control boards of gates and boom bearers from different manufacturers. The receiver is contained in a plastic box which can be mounted indoors as is or outdoors inside a water-protected housing. It is relatively small, which is very convenient. You can mount it by using screws or double-sided tape. Among its main features are memory for 1500 remotes and ability to support remotes from different manufacturers. New remotes are paired with the automation equipment only by pressing the Learn Code button on the receiver. It can delete any given remote from the memory without having to do a hard reset, and you can also set the receiver to be continuously receiving the code from a series of remotes. Using our receiver, you can bind the buttons on the remote to any relay of your choice. Its impulse duration is 1 second. It operates at 433.92 MHz, reception range up to 100 meters, 12-24 volts power supply, DC or AC. You can also see the instruction manual for proper connection to the power source. Here we have our test setup. The receiver is connected to a light indicator to show relay activation. The receiver itself is not equipped with a light indicator. It uses audio signals to indicate its status and to give a feedback after each action. Okay, let's see how the receiver works. First, let's clear its memory. To do that, we will need to press and hold the Learn Code button on the receiver until it has beeped 7 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can release the button now. You should hear fast beeping. It means that the receiver's memory has been cleared. Let's now try to pair a remote with our receiver. To pair a remote with the first relay, we need to hold down the Learn Code button on the receiver until we hear 1 beep. Release the button after the beep. The receiver will now start giving out short beeps. It means that it is waiting to receive a code from a remote to bind it to the first relay. On our remote, press the required button twice. The receiver will still continue to give out short beeps to indicate that it is still in the learning mode. We can continue to pair more remotes this way. To exit this learning mode, press the Learn Code button on the receiver once. Okay, let's check. The receiver flashes green, which means that the first relay has been engaged. The other remotes are not yet paired. Let's pair them with the second relay. This time, press and hold down the Learn Code button until you've heard 2 beeps. Release the button. We can now hear double beeping. The receiver is waiting to learn the activation code for the second relay. We have paired 1 remote. That was the second, and let's pair 1 more. Let's check. The receiver is now flashing red. It means that the newly paired remotes activate the second relay. And these remotes, which we paired earlier, still activate the first relay. Now, if you want to deactivate one of the remotes, you don't have to do a hard reset. Press and hold the Learn Code button until you've heard 3 beeps. You will now hear 3 beeps. Let's, for example, deactivate the door hand remote. Press any button to delete it from memory. Its code will be deleted from both channels. It doesn't matter which relay the remote was paired with. The remote has been unpaired. The other previously paired remotes still work. It's also possible to disable the beeping if it seems annoying every time you send a command from a remote. To do that, press and hold down the Learn Code button and release it after the 4th beep. Now let's check. The lights indicate that the relays are engaged, but there is no sound. Disable it when installing the receiver indoors to minimize noise. Let's now clear the memory by doing a hard reset. Once again, we will need to hold the Learn Code button until the 7th beep. If we check the remotes now, we will see that all of them have been unpaired. If you happen to lose count of the beeps while holding down the Learn Code button on the receiver, but you don't want to erase the codes from the memory, don't worry. Just keep holding the button until it stops beeping. The receiver will exit the programming mode. Let's demonstrate that with the help of this nice fluoresce remote. First, we need to pair it. As you can see, nice fluoresce has been paired with the first relay. Let's turn the feedback beeping from the remotes back on. To do that, hold down the Learn Code button until the 4th beep. Now the feedback sound is on again. Let's imagine for a second that you were distracted by something and lost the count of the beeps. The receiver should clear the memory, right? Yes, but not if you continue to hold down the button a little longer. If you continue to hold down the Learn Code button for more than a second after the 7th beep, the receiver will simply exit the programming mode. As you can see, the nice fluoresce remote still activates the relay. The hard reset was cancelled. Let's try some other remotes too. We can, for example, pair AN Motors remote with the 2nd relay. And also Common L remote, because why not? Okay, let's check. That's the 2nd channel, now the 1st relay. Let's now try to delete the code of one of the remotes from the memory. You'll see now that the Common L remote doesn't work anymore. AN Motors does, so does nice fluoresce. Everything is very straightforward, nothing is difficult. To sum things up, there are 5 functions: pairing with the 1st relay, pairing with the 2nd relay, disabling one remote without deleting the others, disabling the feedback audio signal, and lastly, a hard reset to clear the memory of the remote. All the instructions are given in this manual. You'll see how to connect the receiver to power supply, and you'll also find an electrical schematics of the receiver. And as always, thank you for watching.